some press up at CBS, and some journalists got up and walked out of the room crying, but we weren't sure why. We were like, "What happened?"
Okay, moving on. Did you ever have any of your own hoop dreams?
No, I mean, I didn't. I think I have retrospective hoop dreams now. I kind of like wish that I started playing when I was younger, because I love playing basketball now. But I didn't really even start playing basketball too seriously until I was like 21 or 22 or something like that. So I wish I picked up a basketball when I was 3 years old. But
How come you were such a late bloomer?
I don't know. I just wasn't too into team sports when I was a kid. I was more into like skiing or skateboarding or swimming or like I don't know. I kind of like got turned off from like like I had an aversion to the idea of like jocks and teams and things like that.
Mm. You know, I know a lot about high school basketball because I know the coach of Rhode Island, and he's always saying, "Show me a kid, show me a kid." There's so much pressure on these kids. Can you talk about that? What you discovered?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a lot of pressure on them to succeed. I think especially for a lot of these kids that come from poorer backgrounds, like rougher neighborhoods. I think you see the difference in the film, that the film profiles 8 different players, and there are some of them that come from very kind of comfortable homes, comfortable backgrounds. If they don't make it into the NBA, if something happens, they're gonna go back to that comfortable home and figure something out. But for some of these other kids, their families are counting on them and hoping that this is a way out of the neighborhood and to a different lifestyle. And yeah, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on them to succeed.
Did you relate to any of these kids at all? I mean, in the height of the Beastie Boys, I'm sure you were wooed by sponsors, and you had to have all the glamour, and the media was after you. Did you relate to these kids?
Somewhat. I mean, our first record came out when I was still in high school, and a little bit, but I almost think that they're seeing more pressure than I did at that age, because our band was like a punk band when I was in high school. It was a smaller thing. Like these guys are 15, 16, 17 years old and sort of like about to step out onto this international stage that's like a huge thing. So it's a little different. I mean,
how are these kids sort of groomed for the spotlight?
Well, I mean, most of them they kind of have natural talent anyway. I mean, all of them, I'm sure, but they also have kind of different kinds of coaches around them, different leagues. There's there are financial advisors interested in them, sneaker companies that are interested in them. The sneaker companies want to lock in that next Michael Jordan, and the only way that they're probably going to be able to do that is to, find him when he's in high school or even junior high school. And so from a very young age, there's a lot of people seeking these kids out.
Now, did you get to meet any of like your favorite NBA All-Stars while you were making this documentary?
I mean, the focus was on these kids. It was cool that like Ben Gordon and Jason Kidd came, and they were like I guess coaches at the thing, and it was cool to see them there and to meet them. But yeah, really the focus was on these kids, and that was the interesting part to me.
Now, this is your second documentary. Do you think someday you'd like to direct a feature?
I like to think a documentary is a feature, but but a narrative, yeah. I mean, I would. It's definitely something I'm interested in doing, directing a narrative. I think I probably need to. I need to learn to work with actors a bit. I think would be the next step on that. But.
Okay, thank you.